evening, my knitters. How are you? My name is Karen. This is Recreational Knitting. Welcome. This is where I talk about all this yarny stuff and my knitting and maybe crochet. It's one of my goals this year is to teach myself how to crochet. So, how have you been? It's been a week. I say that every week, don't I? Yeah. Yeah. It's been a week. It's I won't get into it, but I've had kind of a weird week. Went to the cardiologist. Relatively okay there. You know, more tests. You know how it goes. And so, yeah, I think everything's okay. She put me at ease, so we'll see. Yeah, I have a CAT scan of my heart coming up. So, and of course, I'm still doing my PT. I walked about a half a mile today. And that was all in one swoop. Wasn't like a quarter of a mile, rest. An hour later, another quarter of a mile. I did it all today. That's a big feat. Yeah, PT has pushed me to my limits this week, and I am one sore puppy today. It's been kind of a week of getting ready for some company for next week. We're having sister-in-law and brother-in-law come for about a week, and yeah, they'll be in town for a while. And because January 31st, pretty much all the cleaning of big things stopped. Yeah, we're doing a big clean right now. So, and I have to pace myself. So I got 2 rooms done today. Yay! Thank goodness we don't have a big house. So you're here to talk about the yarny stuff. I'm here to talk about the yarny stuff. I feel like I haven't done a lot this week, even though I think I probably did. So let's get to it. I have no finished objects, no goats. I know some of you are relieved. But I do have a work in progress that's getting close. Oh gosh. And you know, my chair is on yarn. Hold on, this takes me a while with this knee. Oy vey. Now it's caught on my bandage. Okay, yarn, you're just gonna have to, you might have to sit on the floor for a bit. All right, this is my Ranunculus. I had 2 sleeves that look like this, and I think that I needed to do about 1.5 inches of the ribbing. Got the ribbing done. This is part of, funny story. This is a part of the hand dye. So it's got little, you know, a little brown here and there. You can see them. They're not very large, but that one happened to be like 3 stitches together in a couple rows. There's a couple more brownies over here. But look what I did with an arm or a sleeve. Yeah, I'm getting there. I hate sleeves. I've discovered they're not my thing. But yeah, so we're getting close. I'm hoping that maybe tonight, if I feel good enough, I will be able to do that. Finish that one. Yeah, here's some more brown on the sleeve. And the story is, my husband said, "What have you got on there already?" Knowing that when we go out to eat, we call this area where the boobage is a shelf. Any of you ladies relate? And you know, invariably something drops on the shelf. And he goes, "What have you gotten on there already?" It does look like chocolate. So if I wear this out, I'll just add design feature, right? But yeah, that's part of the yarn. And there's a little piece there maybe that you can see. I don't know. The other skein is in the other room. So yeah, I'm getting there. I really like it. It fits very, very well. I really cannot wait for this to be done. It'll be a while before I work with mohair again. That's all I've got to say about that one, right? All right, so yeah. My Whack-A-Whip that I've been working on a little bit is a Stacy Charles pattern, and it's a vest. Real simple. It's called the Aubrey vest. And I've made mine about, I think it's 2 inches shorter, not shorter, longer, to cover up imperfections, as we say in the biz. So this week, I've made a little bit of progress. I have now joined them. So this, and then I need to do the back, and then sewing up the sides. How simple is that? I have a ton of yarn. I probably wouldn't have had enough with just these two. This is Noro, and you know, Noro doesn't have dye lots. So I'm kind of trying to use these two in that, but I'll probably introduce this third one. And then make a hat afterwards, because I think I'll have plenty. Yeah, this is actually the one that I won, and these two actually are better dye lots. So I'll probably start to fade this out since it'll be on the back and it'll be more noticeable. Yeah, that it's not the same dye lot or however they do these. But yeah, so I've got oodles of yarn. So as little progress as that looks, it was about 2 inches of I almost said sewing, of knitting on this side, and then putting them together, you know, adding stitches and putting them together. And then I had to get up and ice my knee, and so, you know, I put it away. So, but yeah, that's something that I definitely want to work on this week and next, and see how far I can get. Yeah, I feel good about it. It's the fact that it's together is definitely progress. Well, I'm thinking of that. I'll just cut that yarn now and probably just open this one up and work off of this one for the rest of the time and see where I'm at. And that will be 2 less balls of yarn that I need to work with. So something will occur with these. It really is beautiful yarn. There are some Noros that I'm not as attracted to, and this is one of them. But, you know, it is what it is. So, yes. Taking a siesta in my Halloween Fat Squirrel fiber bags. Those of you that don't watch her, you really need to. She's good. All right, I have one more work in progress that I need to show you. And this has gotten most of my attention this week just because it's really mindless. And I think I have no mind left. This is an Advent that I purchased after Advent. And I didn't really realize it was an Advent. Okay. I know that makes no sense. I just thought it was a kit for a shawl. And then it comes, it says 2024 Advent shawl. So they must have had dyed many more because they had lots on their website. This is a shop in Wickford, Rhode Island, that we actually visit when we go up to Newport. And this is what the shawl will look like. And it's called the Sunset Shawl. And I just thought that was really beautiful. And I just thought, it's very easy. It is knit, 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 knit. That's it. So, yeah, you can't get much easier than that. A couple yarn overs and, you know, knit front and back. Can't tell you much more than that, but anywho, I think I'm on my 5th color. Now, when I got this Advent, it was all pretty nice and neat. And then I knocked it over. So it kind of got out of whack as far as which went first. So I've tried to look at those colors and keep how they're going. So I think I'm doing okay so far. Yeah, looks like I could keep a young child in there or a squirrel or something. But yeah, I'm up to the purpley pinkies now. See if you can see that better in the light. We're losing light. But yeah, each stripe will get, you know, obviously smaller and smaller and smaller. And this is how much I have to go on that. So while I feel like I haven't done a lot of knitting, this shawl tells me otherwise. I really have knit a lot. Doctor office, waiting for PT, icing my knee. It's a full life. Wait, Faye, I'm getting tired of this. You getting tired of hearing it? Because I'm getting tired of saying it. All right, so that is my Advent Sunset Shawl of the 2024 nature. Yes, and I've got more in here. This will be the next color, then this, and then this, and then there's a couple or 3 greens after that. So yeah, it'll be nice because you just use the, you know, the whole color until it's gone. So yeah, it's great. So there's that. Do I have any purchases this week? I don't think I do, except for this little crochet book that I got. Yeah. I'm excited. It's really quite nice. This is Publications International. Never heard of them, but it had kind of a preview. I got it at Thrift Books, and yeah, it's really quite nice in that it tells you right up front, hey dummy, these are crochet hooks. This is yarn. Just saying. They don't say it in that way, but that's really what they mean. What you'll need, okay? Crochet hooks. And then they tell you all the sizes, because we know that's really important. And then they talk about needles. So they're really coming at this like a dummies book. Remember those books? Do they still make those? Crochet for Dummies? Yeah. This is a nicer way of putting it. But then they talk about the weights of yarn, which is nice. You know, I mean, as a knitter, I know these things, but if I didn't, it would be quite nice. And then they talk about holding the hook. I'm telling you what, this is gold. Yes. Because, and the only reason I say that is because my grandmother taught me to hold it one way and it hurt my hand. So now I have two other ways to hold it, because neither one of those is the way she showed me. She showed me like, you know, kind of under pull. I don't know what to call it. Under hook. I don't know. Anyway, the pencil hold. So if I can do this with a different grip, I may be able to actually crochet, because that's what bothered me when she tried to teach me many, many years ago. It just hurt my hand. So, and then they, you know, talk about tensioning and holding the yarn. I mean, this is really Crochet for Dummies. I'm excited. Making a slip knot, no kidding. Chain stitch, which I already know. Yes, I am. I really am in the gifted and talented class, but they're putting me here instead. Because I don't know how to hold the hook, apparently. Tension, I love it. Can you tell I'm excited about this purchase? I really am. Now I just need to find a good solid hour or two maybe that I can sit and play, basically. And I like this because people kind of take this for advantage. Okay, just had another stroke. People kind of take this for granted, that you kind of can see and visualize easily, and you can't always do that. Now, as a knitter, it's probably easier for me, but if you're not into any of this so far, this yarny world, I think the illustrations are wonderful, the photographs. And then they talk about turning chains and how many chains you need to turn to do such and such. And then they show you a nice, big, really, really large sample of what single crochet should look like. And again, they keep going, you know, half double crochet, double crochet, treble crochet. Now I have to figure out if these are US or UK. Okay, do you think I can do that? Anybody out there watching? Because I think that's what messed me up when I tried to do a little bit of crochet in college, was I think I had like those terminologies messed up. I didn't know it. So now I know better. Anyway, and they give you very, very nice photographs. Great little book. And this book looks like it had never been touched. And they talk about decreasing stitches, increasing stitches, front and back loops. I had no idea there was a front and back loop in crochet. I'm already learning. Yes. Working into spaces. I think that's kind of granny square kind of terminology. And look what they show you. Yeah. And then look at this. This is like you could make a little basket if you knew what you were doing after that little circle. I'm excited. It's called the magic circle for those of you that don't crochet. See what a good student I am. It's called magic circle. All right, I won't bore you with the rest, but they talk about different stitches, you know, double herringbone and popcorn stitches and shell stitch and puffs. Who knew? Okay, and how you finish things. So I tell you, for I think it was $4 something that I paid for this. This is money. Now, If I can't learn crochet from this, I really do need to be in the remedial section, even though I think I'm in the gifted section. Just saying. All right. I'm excited. This is a good purchase. Yeah, wish me luck. Yeah. So, all right. The next portion of our show will be brought to you by new cast-ons. Nah, I've already showed you the new cast-on. I'm going to show you what I'm planning to do. I'm supposed to drink more water, according to the cardiologist. I'll be floating. This is going to be another ranunculus. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it drapey-er than the one that we have here, and more open so that it will be more of a summer top, even though this is the majority of this is wool. And it looks like the lighting is not cooperating here. This is some deep stash. I am working from stash. Yeah, seriously. I've been really, yeah, it's been good. This is Smooshy with cashmere sock yarn. Look at those beautiful pinks. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, you know that this has been in deep stash for a bit because it is marked at $30 a skein. Yeah, with cashmere. So that's been in the back shelf there for a bit. And I have two of these. One is caked up already with needles. So that's going to be a new cast on. And when I talk about my Make 9, there's going to be a couple changes in that. Yeah, I'm not feeling a couple things that are on there right now. So I think I'm going to pull them off. It's my game. It's my rules. I'm going to pull them off. So I'll probably show you me pulling them back because I think I don't want to knit them anymore. I kind of like look at them and go, no, not happening. No. And one of them is the Eva Cardigan by Petite Knits. And I really like the pattern. It's not that. It's just I'm not feeling a really charcoal gray cardigan at this point in my life. I'm already making a dark brown cardigan. And while the gray probably would have been a better choice for my wardrobe, I'm going to pull it back, see where we're at next year. Because there's probably a really good pattern that I'll be a better knitter by then, right? Right. Okay. And the other one that I'm going to pull down, I think, is, and it sounds very odd because I haven't pulled it, I haven't cast it on yet, but that's the linen shawl that I really am dying to make, but I think it's going to take a back seat. I'm more into garments, and one of the replacements will be this ranunculus as I lose the needles. So yeah, I'm kind of like on that kick right now. I don't know, it's a good fit. I can make it kind of drapey. I can make it loosey-goosey. I can make it tighty-whitey. I can do all the things. So yeah, I think I've decided that, yeah, it's okay. It's my game. I made up the rules and I'm going to get rid of those two things. So next time, maybe I'll have a new picture of a ranunculus and maybe another ranunculus. You never know. So what else? Is there anything else that I need to tell you? No. I think that's it for now. I'm going to leave you with some sandhill cranes that came to my home today. You know, we're doing cleaning. I'm, you know, washing rugs, put them out on the, I have one of those drying racks that, you know, it flops out like that. What is that called? Anyway, the cranes, I think, thought, what kind of bird is that? And they had to come and find out. They're our nosy neighborhood heron cranes anyway, but this really got them up towards the house. I mean, they were within 6 feet of me. And yeah, so I'm gonna leave you with some footage of that because it's fun and it's not an alligator. I could have done that because we had him up in the yard the other day too. So I'm hoping that this finds you. Oh, I wanted to tell you something about some books and some TV. We just finished, well, I just finished. My husband's been watching March Madness. Yeah, and now it's the Masters this weekend. So I watch movies by myself most of the time. Anyway, I believe this is on Netflix, and it's called Adolescence, and it's it's a limited series of 4 different shows, and I think they're 30 minutes or 45 minutes each, not very long. So it's about it's about a movie in length. The day that it came out, I was looking for something really, really good, and that's what I pressed and I watched it, and I haven't told you about it since then. It's pretty upsetting. I won't tell you all of it, but it's about a young boy who is arrested. It's set in the UK, and he's arrested for killing one of his classmates. And it's takes you through a lot of emotion about what parents, classmates, the child himself, the police, social workers, nurses, all of them that have to deal with this particular case. It really is worth the watch. It's a lot, but it's very good. It's very well done. So that's one of the things I've been watching. And I've been watching a ton of knitting podcasts. And I found a couple new ones. I've kind of been on this UK kick recently. And yeah, so I've been watching a few. And I think I'm going to do a podcast on like the new ones that I have found. But I'm going to make some recommendations just right here, right now, off the top of my head. I know I'm going to miss a lot of people, but I'm just going to come up with the first 5 that come to mind. You've heard me talk about Mandy Makes, Mouses Makes. I can't even say the dang name of the podcast right. Sorry, Mandy. The podcast name is Mouses Makes. Amanda, also known as Mandy, or sometimes known as Mouse, is the hostess. Right now, she's feeling poorly, and she's not podcasting as much, but there are about 3 years of podcasts that will make you laugh, grin, and appreciate menopause and menopausal brain. Yes. She's got a dry sense of humor. She's a great knitter and very prolific. So that's going to be one of them that I would recommend. Another one that I'm going to recommend, and don't be upset if I don't mention you because I'm going to get to you sooner or later, is Bobblehead Knits. Bobblehead Knits is out of Colorado. She's got she's a great knitter. She still works. She's got a great sense of humor. She loves to read and she loves to watch Netflix. She's always got some good recommendations, and she's got good recommendations for books, which we'll get to after this. Yeah, Karen is the hostess of Bobblehead Knits, and I don't know, we've got this simpatico, that we just kind of are on the same wavelength. Go try her out. She's really good. I like her a lot. And she's got some cool glasses. I wish I had cool glasses, but Costco didn't have any. So, yeah. All right, number 3. You've probably heard me, if you've been here a while. SoxyNanaAlice is in Canada, Winnipeg, I think. It's very cold where she lives. Yes, her dog wears boots, so yes, her dog is adorable. She's a very good knitter. She's a very prolific knitter. I think she also crochets. I'm trying to remember now. It's like my brain, it just went empty as I was saying that. Anyway, great knitter. She and my pink bathtub, Diane, are hosting the Socks Along 2025. So if you haven't seen her yet, go sign up for both of those podcasts and start making socks and entering them in to win some prizes. Prizes! Yes. All right, so that is, am I still counting? Okay, all right. Number 4 is a recent addition to my usual. Wool is the answer. It's a UK-based business partner to women. They live in Lincolnshire. It's the American accent. We don't know these things. They are very funny. Yes, they own a wool dyeing company, and I'll never get, hold of that because of tariffs and, shipping. So, I look from afar and go, oh, those are nice colors. Those are really pretty colors. These 2 women are prolific knitters, and they also design, and it's amazing. They started out, I think it was 8 years ago, dyeing yarn. I better use that word. They weren't dyeing, they were dyeing yarn. And from what I gather, right before COVID hit, about 6 months, they started to do a podcast. And they did a kind of a traditional podcast where they'd be together in the same room. And then COVID hit, and then they went to Zoom, a Zoom format. And they're both in their respective houses for COVID, and then decide, oh, what the heck, let's just keep doing it this way. So they do a live, I think every week, or thereabouts, life happens. But they're very funny, they're very entertaining, they're very kind and very considerate, and they're funny. So, yeah. And they, get off topic, and they are... there's seat of the pants, I think, is kind of the way to put that, but well planned. All right. And I think my 5th podcast that I'd have to recommend is one that gives me a love-hate relationship with it. It's called Cozy Up Knits. And there are 4 sisters, really 3 of them only show up. Sometimes the mom shows up, sometimes the grandmother shows up. It's set in their kitchen, and they bring their stuff, they talk about stuff. They have a ton of designs on Ravelry. They're prolific knitters. Well, 2 of them are prolific knitters. The other one is I'll come along for the ride. She's a good knitter, but she just doesn't knit like the rest of them. And why I have a love-hate relationship with them is I do love their stuff. They're very interesting. They're Canadian. Okay, are they British Columbia? I think they're British Columbia. But Alberta. I think they're Alberta. But they do tend to talk over one another. So if that's not your jam, and sometimes it's like I want to throw some yarn at the TV, say one at a time. It's a teacher thing in me, I think. But yeah, they are just a little too over top of each other a lot of the time. So there's your warning, Prop 65 warning. All right. So yeah, they each time they podcast, which is probably maybe twice a month, they have a new sweater or 2 or 3 to show off. They must knit in their sleep. It's the Canadian in them, and it's cold and they need sweaters. I don't know, but yeah. So those are 5 that just kind of come to mind. Really, there's no rhyme or reason. Right now, that's who I'm watching and what I've been watching this past week, and I hope that you find those enjoyable as well. All right, books. I've read a couple good books. One is The Demon Head. No. Demon Copperhead. There we go. Barbara Kingsolver. Where are my notes? In the bedroom. My goodness. What a gift she has given us. This is a heavy book. So if you're looking for, cozy mystery, this is not it. But it's really good. I should have known this because it's been on my hold list at my library off and on for the last year. It would come at the wrong time. You know how it goes. And so I eventually read it about 2 months ago, I guess, something like that. Very well written. She's won a Pulitzer. And this is set in Appalachia. And it's set in the 80s when the start of the opioid crisis began. It talks about systemic failure of the United States and how we have let generations of kids down. I know, really uplifting, right? I think I need to turn a light on. Hold on.